Hey, hello everyone. Thanks so much for joining us for Access City Council. I'm your host, City of Las Vegas Communications Director David Riggleman. Coming up on this show, we're taking you out to Ward 4 and all the great happenings there. Plus, if you love animals, we have some great news for you. Joining us with more on these topics is, of course, our Ward 4 City Councilwoman, Frances Allen-Palenske. Welcome back.
Thank you.
This is your first show of 2025.
Yay. It's going to be a good year.
We have a lot to talk about. You know Ward 4 very well. It's your stomping ground. For those of you out there not exactly sure where Ward 4 is located, well, we're going to show you there on the map, appropriately enough. It's in the northwest area of the city. If you live in this area or work in this area, then of course you are in the city limits of the city of Las Vegas. And if you are a resident out there, you are represented on the City Council by Frances Allen-Palenske. Good to have you back on the program. A lot going on. We got a great guest. Let's bring her in right away. You know, the City of Las Vegas is committed to keeping animals safe and finding them forever homes. And joining us for this conversation is, of course, the CEO of the Animal Foundation, Hilarie Grey. Hilarie, welcome back to the show. It's good to see you again.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it so much.
A lot to talk about in the world of animals, Councilwoman. Good stuff here. Hilarie, Councilwoman, this is a stat that you had. I want to start with this. Interesting. In 2024, you ready for this? 78% of the dogs that were brought into the Animal Foundation were not abandoned, they were not strays, they were lost and didn't have a chip. Is that right, Hilarie?
That is. It's a crazy stat to think about, and it's an easy thing to remedy. So really, when you think about strays, oftentimes you think about dogs that have been abandoned or running in the streets, or, you know, like on the old Sarah McLachlan ASPCA commercials, and we see those hard cases, but the vast majority of the strays we see are just people's lost pets that have gotten out.
Gotten out somehow, yeah.
And someone's at home wanting their...
Yeah, want the dog back,
Yeah, they have loving homes, but it's hard to get them back to their owners if they don't have ID.
Yeah, if that collar or a microchip. Now, Councilwoman, Council passed an ordinance here not long back that you have to have your dog and cats too, or just dogs and cats microchipped. Pays dividends if the dog gets out 4th of July, sometimes even even on New Year's Eve. Sometimes the fireworks scares the animals, out they go, and if you don't have the microchip.
Yeah, you know, life happens. Even good pet owners, your dog can get out the door because you have company over.
Right.
You know, maybe there's a hole in the fence that you're not aware of. And so often pets are lost right in their own neighborhood, and they don't wander far. And so the other great thing about a microchip is that it helps your neighbor to be a good Samaritan. You can go get that pet, that friendly dog that you find in the neighborhood, scanned at any veterinarian or PetSmart, get them home to their owner, and they never have to make that trip to the shelter where they're less likely to be found by their owner. So collars and tags are also awesome. You want to make it easy as possible, but a microchip is so wonderful because it stays on your pet. It's just a little implant with a number on it that corresponds to your information.
Exactly. And Councilwoman, our Animal Protection Services teams, instead of, if they find a stray that's out there, they won't take it to the foundation right away. They'll scan it, and if they can return it, that's what they'll do. In fact, here just a few weeks ago at our house, there's some dogs running loose in the neighborhood. My wife brought them into the backyard, and one of our animal APS officers came out, scanned, had the dogs returned within an hour. So
and that is the best case scenario. It keeps the shelter from being overcrowded, saves the space and the resources for those ones that really do need us the most, and it gets the pets, the best news is, back to their loving homes really quickly. So we appreciate we appreciate APS doing that, and what a wonderful lead the city took in establishing mandatory microchipping. It's going to take some time for that to get out to everybody and some awareness, but it's going to make a huge difference.
Hilarie, we also require in the city that pets are spay and neutered too if they're over the age of 4 months old as well. Pet overpopulation, your biggest problem at the shelter.
Yeah, and it's amazing that in this day and age that people aren't getting their animals spayed or neutered. Anybody that comes through the Animal Foundation gets spayed or neutered. Yeah. There's problems with illegal breeding and accidental breeding that happens, and then people are selling puppies on Craigslist, or they end up in the shelter, and that's not good for anyone. Really, we should leave the breeding to the professionals, the licensed good breeders that know what they're doing, or breeding for dog shows and things like that. And the rest of it, we don't need it. And it's big vet bills, a lot of extra animals, and when there's so many that need homes, spay and neuter your pets.
Yeah. And Hilarie, you hit on something there. Councilwoman, I think a lot of people sometimes they're a little shy to maybe get their pets vaccinated, spay or neutered, because they worry about the cost.
The cost is significant.
It can be, but Hilarie, there's help available through the foundation, correct?
It definitely. We really are in the business of wanting people to be able to keep their pets. And we know that we're living in a tough economy. We know the housing market is tough, and that sometimes, a little bit of help goes a long way. And people won't take their pet to even get like an ear infection dealt with or something because of the high cost.
Right.
So we do have at the Animal Foundation a grant-funded program that's called KEPT, Keeping Every Pet and Person Together.
Nice.
And through that, we run our pet food pantry. If a couple weeks of pet food or supplies would make that difference when you're going through something. But we also have grants that can help offset the cost of some veterinary care. Every little bit helps. And then sometimes, we see landlords that double up on pet rent and pet deposits and things like that. And we can help offset some of that cost as well.
That's great to hear. I also want to talk to you about, you have a very cool program called Bark to Basics Boot Camp. This sounds like an idea that you came up with.
Love the name.
Yeah, so it's great because since I started at the Animal Foundation, we think about what's going to make an adoption successful too. So bonding with your pet, teaching them basic good manners, and like we just talked about, if they have good door manners, they're not going to go rushing out the door when Amazon rings the doorbell or things happen. So we've started in the last 6 months Bark to Basics Boot Camp, which is taught by our same trainers that do the behavior work with the animals in the shelter. They have incredible certifications. They're two of just a handful of people that are that well certified in Nevada to teach. And they're small group classes right at the Animal Foundation in our community center. Inexpensive. It's a 5-week program, and we'll even discount it further if you've adopted from us.
Wow. And then, Hilarie, as far as that goes, this is all breeds too. It doesn't matter the breed or the size of the dog. You can get them in the... Yeah,
they are small group classes, and so that everybody gets a lot of individual attention. It really is. It's your basic sit, stay, down, come, because recall is very important when you're out walking your dog or at the dog park, door manners, things like that. And then if you have a specific issue, like this is kind of where it comes in, we hear from people, like we were talking about, that are having trouble keeping their pet. And sometimes you hear about somebody who's just very frustrated. My dog always barks at the door, always jumps, where they would even consider that maybe it's just not working out. And for those folks, we've been able to scholarship them into this class too, to help deal with that individual program so that it's a better, happier home. And somebody who loves that dog but just can't deal with the jumping or something like that can get the help that they need.
And dogs are amazing how they'll respond to that kind of training, especially somebody who knows what they're doing and teaching the dog. They pick it up. It's incredible how intelligent they are and how much they want to please their owners.
Well, and you're really training the owners, also training the humans.
That's really the key.
To do the right thing with their pets, and they bond strongly. We've seen, more than 70 graduates already of this program. And like I say, it's our great behavior team, and they're doing similar things with animals in the shelter. Some of the bigger ones that people might be afraid, I don't know if I can handle that German Shepherd on a leash. But if they've been trained by our team, they are ready to rock and roll and be a really polite pet in your household.
Well, our German Shepherd definitely had to go through training. She's a great dog, but she was a shepherd at the beginning, and so but the training made all the difference in the world. So I
100%.
And the cost of your program is very affordable. This is a really good deal.
It is, and it's multi-week. It's an hour a week, and we have them at different times. We have some on the weekends, some on weeknights, and we're really excited about growing it as another way to make those adoptions successful.
Hilarie Grey, Councilwoman, we have about 2 minutes left here. I want to talk about a couple things. One, you have a pet support hotline. You mentioned that. Let's give everybody that number out there, 702-955-5932. And tell us about that line, Hillary. People call. How can they use it?
People call for a variety of things. It's live call center staffed 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. You can call if you've lost your pet and you think that they might be in the shelter, and they can walk you through the reclaim process. If you found, like we were talking about, a friendly stray in your neighborhood and you don't know what to do, we can walk you through how to find the owner, how to get them scanned for a microchip, those things. And then if you're a person who might need help, we get that call. Oh gosh, I'm going through something that's really hard. I think I'm going to get evicted. I've lost my job. I'm really worried that I might have to surrender my pet. And it's that friendly voice that can say, we may be able to help you. What's going on? And so often we hear from people who love their pets. And if they're going through something hard, they would really just love to be able to keep that pet, their best friend, to help them through it. And we can make connections to resources that way too. So the Pet Support Hotline is available for all of those things and a lot more. 30,000 calls in its first year.
Wow, that's impressive. That's really impressive. Hillary, we have about a minute. Talk about Love Your Pet Day. Is that coming up still?
Love Your Pet Day, I believe, is in February. You know, at the Animal Foundation, and in my household, at least, every day is Love Your Pet Day.
I think yours too.
So like, treat your pet to something special. You know, the training, it's no joke. Microchip, like, those are good things. But if you've got a wonderful pet at home, give them some pampering. Maybe bring home a foster friend. And we love that. Any excuse to celebrate your pet, we enjoy.
Yeah, it's interesting. We were at Costco here recently, and there was a couple having a very similar conversation that my wife and I have about, oh, look at these pet toys. Should we get, it's like, well, the dog already has a lot of pet toys and doesn't need any more. And so it's like, that sounds like a very familiar conversation.
Yeah.
So
no, it's funny.
Sometimes you can never have too many, is
right.
the attitude.
I also often, when I'm out walking my dog now, people know where I work. And so they're like, oh, we have extra dog treats, a flavor of this food my dog doesn't like, some toys that they weren't quite sure about. Can we give them to the shelter pets? Yes, always. So that's another good, we'll say, a mitzvah that you can do.
There you go.
On Love Your Pet
Hillary
Day.
will come to your house.
Exactly.
That's right.
She'll
You
take
bet.
care of that. So, well, Hillary, thanks so much for being on the program. Great to have you back. Good luck with everything that you're doing. Councilwoman, I'm going to ask you to stick around if you don't mind. And we're going to need to take a quick break. But coming up, a look at some recent events keeping the community connected out in Ward 4. It's right after this.
Caring for a family member can be challenging and lead to countless questions for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Sucks to have a bike like that and not be able to open it up.
But it'd suck even more for you to get you killed riding too fast.
If you won't listen to anyone else, at least listen to you. Save yourself. Ride safe.
Selfie. Nailed it.
Welcome back, everyone. We're continuing our conversation with Ward 4 City Councilwoman Frances Allen-Palenske, and we have a great recap of the events that have taken place since you were on the show last time. That was clear back at the end of 2024, so...
It was a busy month.
I know you have a lot going on. Let's talk about Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. It took place right at the beginning of the year, Saturday, January 4th, and Councilwoman, fitting that we honor those men and women each time, because just recently we had a terrible tragedy here. So
In North Las Vegas, yes. It's our event took place before that.
Yeah.
And Officer Roscow's funeral was this week. So it's a sad time in the first responder family, but we continue to honor him and take care of his family.
you do a great job of making sure that that happens every year, Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. I want to mention it took place out at Wayne Bunker Family Park due to the renovations at Police Memorial
Correct.
Park. We got some pictures here. It was a beautiful day, and again, fitting that we do it, especially then we're reminded of just how dangerous the job can really be, and that happened here just over the last couple of weeks. So kudos for you for doing that. We should mention too that the park is under renovation, but
Yes.
sooner or later we're going to be moving everything back May is the date.
May is the date.
Back to Police Memorial Park. So
right before Memorial Day.
Yeah.
It's we got to keep everything on schedule to make it happen.
I have a hunch you will.
Taskmaster.
And we're going to talk more about Police Memorial Park. Some changes coming there too. We'll talk about those.
Beautiful upgrades.
Yeah. Just in a little bit here. We also want to mention Nono Zakari, Monday, January 6th. His name is Onofrio, a.k.a. Nono Zakari. One of the very few World War II veterans still with us. Less than 1% are still alive. He stormed the beaches at Normandy, Councilwoman, and was honored by the French government.
On Omaha Beach, and was injured and received a Purple Cross very, very late. So he is a national treasure.
He is. He made it back for the anniversary of the D-Day invasion this past summer, and then the French government honored him on January 6th. It's the National Order of Legion for bravery for his actions on D-Day.
And those pictures you saw, they were the French Consular General presenting that award to him. It was a moving ceremony.
Yeah. He's a treasure, and he's still really sharp upstairs too.
Oh, my gosh! He knows where all the boys are deployed here, there.
His memory is still very
sharp as a tack.
And he's is he 98 or 100, Councilwoman? He's up there, right around 100 years old.
Over 100.
Over 100 now. So I thought that was correct, but. As kudos to him and to everyone who took the time to remember his contribution. Councilwoman, first Tuesdays, we want to talk about this. Every first Tuesday at the Metro substations in town, Metropolitan Police, they have a kind of an open house where people can come in and meet the gang that is organizing the safety of their neighborhoods.
I'm not sure that the average Las Vegan understands, but all of our area commands are open once a month. You come in, get yourself familiar with it, understand what our local police do, interact with them, ask them questions. We have an entire community-oriented policing part of that area command that's really there to engage with the public. That's their job, to teach you how to make your home safer, make sure our streets are safe. So
Here's the event from
really
January 7th when you were there, Councilman. You stopped by and looks like you were looking to get some equipment, a drone, and some things that they had out to show.
Once a month, they highlight something within Metro to teach and educate people on. And this past month were the drones. Very interesting, good turnout, but more people would be welcome.
Yeah, check it out. And again, every first Tuesday of the month at each of the area commands, no matter where you live, you have an opportunity then to meet the officers and those in charge of that area command patrolling your neighborhood, responding to any of the emergencies. So
really the best way for folks to monitor is on social media. They're really, really good about posting where they are. Sometimes they're not actually at the area command.
That's true.
They'll go into the community in a high-profile spot, go to them, essentially go to people.
That's a good point. Good point. Always check on that. And then, Councilwoman, with the fires in California, I got worldwide attention. Back on January 13th, you were part of a telethon to help the folks down in Southern California. You appeared on that telethon.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really implored the people, hey, call in, this is what you can do. If you remember at 9/11, we had folks, the outpouring of wanting to help, and people got in line and gave blood and all the things, but really monetary assets help so much when we're trying to relocate people, provide water and blankets. So American Red Cross were the folks on the front lines, and
it was
good.
Yeah, it was a team effort and very successful, I should point out as well.
Correct. Thank you, Las Vegas.
Always step up. We always do. And then, Councilwoman, big news. You are now also officially a member of the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority Board.
Very exciting. I love Las Vegas, and I love our tourist-based economy. It's a great opportunity to be a strong advocate for the city of Las Vegas on the board.
Yeah, kudos to you. So you and the mayor serve
together.
All of the different government entities in the valley, as well as Some of the major corporations that are involved in tourism are represented on the board, and Councilwoman and Mayor Berkeley are the representatives for the city of Las Vegas. There you are, officially taking your place.
Yeah.
So that's a very important board. Of all the things that a lot of people sometimes don't realize, our council members serve on other boards because of their office here at City Hall. And one of the most important that we work with is the LVCVA, the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. So keep up the good work on that.
Thank you.
It'll keep you busy, I know. And then this was great, Councilwoman. Every month, you council members rotate and honor a Citizen of the Month. And for January 15th, you honored Cynthia Leung, one of our municipal court judges, who is retiring.
She's a rock star.
Yeah, she is.
We hate to lose her, but at the same time, we want to wish her a fond ride into the sunset.
Yes, and a nice retirement.
Yes, she served us for a very long time.
She did.
Before a judge, actually as a member of the city attorney's office.
She did. She did.
First Chinese American elected to judge. So she is a trailblazer, remarkable lady, and we sent her off in appropriate style.
We did. She had served, going back to Oscar Goodman,
Yes.
his term when he was as mayor.
In the beginning.
Yeah, and so she served for quite a while, and as you mentioned, had served in the city attorney's office before, being appointed to the bench, and then running and successfully retaining her seat. Yeah, very good stuff there. So wish her the very best. And you had a lot going on, a lot of stuff that you took.
We stay busy, but the month of January was particularly busy.
Yeah, it was. And you have more coming up. We're going to talk about that in just a second. So we're going to take another quick break, everyone. But coming up, we're going to tell you about all the cool events that she has in Ward 4 right after this.
Papa!
Welcome back, everyone. We are still visiting with Councilwoman Frances Allen-Palenske, and you've got some great things coming up that we want to tell everybody about.
Exciting.
First and foremost, we talked about Police Memorial Park, all the changes coming. Pickleball, everyone. Pickleball is being enhanced at Police Memorial Park. Tell everybody.
Over doubling the number of courts out there, so gives us opportunity to name those courts.
Yeah, so we're going to name the courts, and we need your help to come up with some names, right?
That's right. Homework, audience. Homework. That QR code. Click the QR code if you have maybe a fallen police officer or whatever you think. We're completely open-minded on who you think that the new pickleball courts should be named after. Get your 2 cents in.
You have until February 17th, so by the time you're seeing this, please don't mess around. You want to make sure if you've got a strong opinion on that, we want to hear from you. Again, use that QR code, and Councilwoman's team will grab your idea and we'll go from there. So how many new courts are we talking about, Councilwoman? It's quite a few, right?
In total, it will be 8.
8 new ones. Wow. Altogether 8.
Correct.
Very cool.
It's the fastest growing sport in America.
It is. And you're like an aficionado at pickleball. You're always challenging Councilwoman Bruni. And so we know that
I'm always challenging Councilwoman Bruni at everything.
They have a good friendly rivalry when it comes to pickleball, and looking forward to doing that one again. So, and then. So again, February 17th, everybody's the deadline. Use that QR code, and we'd love to hear from you. The park, by the way, is going to be set to reopen in May, you had mentioned. So
right at Memorial Day, we have some programming already set up. So keeping my finger on top of those public works folks, make that happen.
All right, very good. And then we also want to hear from the public, Councilwoman, the Excellence in Teaching Award. This is where you honor a elementary, middle school, and high school teacher for outstanding performance work. And in the past, tell us about that. Only the principals would nominate?
Only the principals would nominate because we thought that they were the subject matter expert and who they thought was the best. But to kind of increase awareness and participation, we've now opened it. Any Ward 4 resident can contribute a name.
Okay.
Any teacher that you think is fabulous, making a difference out there, doing God's work, please let us know. We had a great honorees last year, and doing it for me personally, little random act of kindness. They're not expecting it. We come in with a big Publishers Clearinghouse check with $1,000 for them.
Oh, that's great.
You know, and who doesn't need an extra $1,000?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's beautiful.
It's a big deal, yeah. And again, you can nominate an elementary school, middle school, or high school teacher. Now, we have a little more time on this. March 20th is the deadline for submission on this. You can use that QR code, and yeah, the names will pour in, I'm sure. So
for sure, it's a wonderful thing to be a part of.
And just the only stipulation is that they have to the school has to be in Ward 4.
Yeah, Ward 4 school. Ward 4 school.
And then last but not least, Councilwoman, coming up at the end of March, this is a new event, a children's fair out at Wayne Bunker Family Park.
Yes,
Tell us about this.
We have kids that are going to showcase their small business, fledgling businesses, of course, and you can come and buy their things or test their wares. And the kids are super excited for this. It's going to be a great thing. Whether you want to bring your kids to participate and they have a business, or you'd like to bring your kids to be purchasers and consumers, both sides, all kids welcome. It's going to be a fun event.
You also have a talent show. It's affiliated with this. I'm hearing maybe there's a little bit of a talent show that you'll take.
Oh, yes. There is a stage and brand new event. So it's going to be fun. Bring your little ones.
I like it. So it's kind of business oriented. I like that. I like that.
Budding entrepreneurs are all welcome.
That's right. Let's get them started early and understand how this all works. So again, everybody, that's going to take place on Saturday, March 29th of this year, out at Wayne Bunker Family Park, and love to have you come out and check it out. It's a new event, and kudos to you for kicking that off. So
it's going to be fun.
It'll be a lot of fun. And end of March will be here before we know it, too. So, well, Councilwoman, we're about out of time, but we want to tell everybody out there, hey, you know, we always want to hear from you. So if there's something you'd like to share with Councilwoman Palenske, you can give her a call at 702-229-2524 or send her an email. Her address is fpalenske@lasvegasnevada.gov. You can also visit the Ward 4 website or subscribe to the Councilwoman's newsletter by using that QR code. We got a lot of QR codes, so
we do.
Just click away and you'll be connected with us. So
we're always happy to help.
All right. Councilwoman, great to have you back on the program. It's been a long layoff since the end of last year, but we're back in the swing of things now.
I got it.
Well into 2025, and we'll see you in 6 weeks. All right.
Yes, sir. Look forward to it.
Thank you so much. Same here. And don't miss our next show, everyone, with Councilwoman Victoria Seaman beginning on February 20th. You can now catch all of our City of Las Vegas TV shows on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. Also, watch for our QR code after the show to subscribe to our newsletter. Yes, another QR code. And don't forget, you can watch us live on the internet at lasvegasnevada.gov/connect. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time around.